Hello and welcome everyone to episode 2 of this chess puzzle series. So let's begin here. In this position, we have black to move. And how does black go about obtaining a winning advantage here? So take a look at this, and as always, feel free to pause the video at any time if you need to think longer. If not, let's take a look at the answer here. All right, so the evaluation gives a mate in 3 here for black. So hopefully you found the answer. All right, let's take a look. Okay, the quickest way is to sacrifice this rook with rook to h1 here, checking the king and forcing the king to capture. So what this does is pull the king over, basically decoy the king onto this line that will allow the queen to drop back here to h6 with check. And then the king will have to retreat away from the h-file, and this allows the queen to move in here with a mate. So hopefully you were able to find that one. And let's move on to the second one here, which will be another position with black to move. So let me pull up the second puzzle. All right. And I'll flip the board around to put it in black's perspective, as it is black's turn to move here. All right, so what can black do in this position? We see that black is ahead with 3 pawns to 2, and black also has this passed pawn marching up the board, but his rook is under attack here as well. So how does black obtain the winning advantage here? All right, let's take a look. So the evaluation shows that black is clearly winning, but the best move is rook to b1. So this may be a tricky move, but we'll explain it here. What this does is block the rook from being able to move down here and go after this passed pawn. So, the best move according to the computer is rook to a7. If the king were to just capture this rook, well, then the king would block the path of the rook being able to stop this pawn. And, well, we'll just show you that. Captures. Then the pawn can just march forward, and maybe after a check here, which is what the computer recommends, the king would be able to eventually run away from these checks, and the pawn would promote. So if we go back to the beginning here, it looks like after rook to b1, rook to a7 is recommended as the best move by the computer. But then, the king could move here to d6, and after another check, now the king can escape here to e5. And so after this, it does recommend capturing, but then this pawn will promote. All right, well, hopefully you found that. If not, that's okay. That was a little trickier, being able to anticipate that giving up your rook would block the lines leading to this pawn and allow this pawn to promote. All right, let's move on to chess puzzle number 3. All right, and now it will be white to move in this position. So what is the best move here for white? So check this out, see if you can figure it out. And as always, take time by pausing the video if you need to. If not, let's look at the answer here. So white is definitely winning. And here it looks like the recommended move is just moving this rook away to g8, but h8 is the move that I was looking for here, because what this allows is if this pawn is captured, well, then it allows rook to h7 here, attacking the king, excuse me, skewering the king and the rook. So once the king moves, then the rook will just capture, and white will be able to win with king and rook here. All right, if we go back to the beginning, after rook to h8, it looks like rook to a2 is recommended, but now the king will just start marching up the board here, rook to a3. And eventually the king will just march over here and try and stop these checks. So, I don't know, we could play this, then check. But if, the rook stops checking, let's say the king moves, well, then the other threat is just pushing this pawn forward, and then the rook would be forced to capture, and once again it would be king and rook versus king. But anyway, this was the idea of moving this rook. So if we go back to the beginning, just swinging the rook over here and threatening to just promote. And also, if the rook captures the pawn, then rook to h7 skewers the king and the rook here. All right, let's move on to puzzle number 4. All right, and hopefully you didn't see the answer there. All right, so once again, white to move here. What should white do here in this position? So take a look at it, see what you can figure out, and hopefully you will find the winning continuation here. And pause the video if you need more time. If not, let's take a look. All right, the evaluation shows a mate in 6 here. So hopefully you can figure that out, and we'll take a look at the lines. All right, so white does have another winning move with rook captures on d7, but that's not the move we're looking for. We're looking for the mate with rook to h8, and hopefully you'll remember from the earlier puzzle this theme of using your rook to attack the king and pull it on to this open H file. So then the next rook can swing over with check. The king will run. The rook moves up here again, forcing a capture. But now the queen can move over here with check. And even if this queen blocks, it just delays the inevitable. So now the king will move, and we have mate because of this pawn, which is pressed forward up to the g6 square. All right, well, hopefully you were able to see that. If not, that one was a little trickier there. But once you knew that you could use your rooks to clear the way for this queen to check on the H file, hopefully you were able to find that. All right, let's move on to chess puzzle number 5. All right. So here we have black to move. So let me flip the board. Unless you want to look at it from this angle, then just pause the video. If not, we'll flip it to black's perspective here. Okay, so black to move. What should black do here to gain the winning advantage? If we look at the material, we both sides have 5 pawns, a knight, queen, and a pair of rooks. But these rooks are barreling down the H-file. They could possibly, check here and drive the king out. But it is black's turn to move. How does black gain the winning advantage? All right, pause the video if you need more time to think. If not, let's look at the evaluation. So black is definitely winning, and the only move that puts black ahead in this position is queen captures here on H7. And so the best response would be, of course, to capture, but this would allow knight to D3 check, and then as the king moves, the knight would be able to capture here. And so this would give a winning advantage to black here. The rook is under attack. So if the rook moves, this knight could try and escape, but this pawn is under attack as well. The pawn can try and push forward maybe, but black should have enough for a winning advantage here. All right, let's take a look at the final puzzle. So puzzle number 6 here. And it is white's turn to move. So how does white go about winning in this position? So take a look, and as always, pause the video if you need more time. If not, let's find the answer. All right, it is a mate in 3. So hopefully you can figure that out. Take some more time if you need to. If not, let's see here. All right, so the first move is queen captures on H2 with check. So, maybe that was kind of obvious, but the follow-up might have been a little more tricky. So, the king is forced to retreat away from this queen and capture the knight here. But maybe this follow-on response is a little bit trickier. What should black do next? It looks like rook takes F4 with check is the best response for black, the way to continue and now have a mate in 1. So either G captures here, but that would allow queen to H4 with mate, as this pawn is cutting off the king's escape. And if we go back, after rook captures, instead of the pawn capturing the rook, the other option would be king captures here on G5. But that allows 2 different mates in 1, bishop to H6, or queen to H6. So either way. All right. Well, I hope you were able to solve those chess puzzles today. And remember, studying tactics is one of the quickest ways to improve your chess. You just try and do regular tactical problems, regular study of tactical problems. And if you do a little bit every day, that should help you slowly improve. And maybe the more you do, you might be able to improve faster. It really depends on if you're a beginner, then tactical studying can really help you improve pretty quick. Chess, it depends on how much work you put into it. The more you put in, the more you'll get out. So hopefully studying these puzzles will help you and improve your chess. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to leave comments or suggestions. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.